That warm and mild trend continues for our Tuesday. The big difference between today and yesterday is a little bit of cloud cover. That's currently moving its way across the western half of the state. By the time that we get to around 9 o'clock this morning, that's when we're going to be at our densest cloud cover of the day, as you can see here on our future track. Luckily, as we get into your Tuesday afternoon, those clouds start to break apart a little bit. We're going to get some more opportunities for that sun to shine through, especially for areas east of Madison and along the Illinois state line. And as we continue to make our way through the afternoon, that's pretty much how we'll stay in that mostly sunny category. However, as we get into those later evening hours and into the overnight to our Wednesday, we're going to watch those clouds build back in. We've got a little bit of a cloudier day coming tomorrow. Now, that sunshine later on this afternoon is really going to warm us up quickly. By noon, we're in those upper 70s already, and then it's going to bring us to the low 80s once again for our high temperatures this afternoon, right around 15 degrees above average for this time of year. So that warmer than average trend, it continues through the rest of this week. Now, one thing that will make today probably a little bit better than yesterday is actually coming because of our wind direction. We've got those winds coming in from the east, staying nice and calm. This necessarily isn't something that you're going to realize or notice when you step outside. However, what you will notice when you step outside today is some lower humidity. Yesterday, we saw those dew points get up into those 60s. Today, we're keeping it to the upper 50s, maybe low 60s for some areas north of Dane County in the early afternoon. But regardless, today going to be very comfortable. Again, you might feel it just a little bit when you step outside, but for the most part, it's going to be a great afternoon to get outside. Now, tomorrow, with that extra cloud cover and the cooler temperatures that it's going to bring, we're looking at some lower dew points again. So tomorrow, a little bit cooler, and by cooler, I mean temperatures in the upper 70s, and those dew points will be sticking to those mid 50s. So an even more comfortable day coming tomorrow. Here's that cloud cover that I mentioned. As we get into tomorrow morning, we're starting off really similar to how we're starting off today. The main difference is that we're not going to watch those clouds break apart quite like we will this afternoon. They stick around. We're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies for tomorrow. Now, regardless of that cloud cover, we're not going to see any rain. In fact, we're going to stay pretty dry here for the next week or so. As you can see, making our way into Thursday morning, the only rainfall chance is happening to our west over Minnesota, the Dakotas, and Nebraska. As we continue to make our way into the start of the weekend, we might see a few raindrops fall in Wisconsin, but those are all going to stick to the northern half of the state. It's not until the beginning of next week, as we get into our Monday, that we see a little bit of a chance for some isolated shower activity, but again, it's still staying mostly dry, so warmer than average and a little bit dry as we continue through this week. 83 degrees our high temperature for today. Like I mentioned, tomorrow just a touch cooler with a high temperature of 77, but those 80s are back to close out the week and take us into the weekend. Jake and Dana have more news after the break.